Moerewa, or Ōtiria in particular, is flanked by two awa, one on each side of us, and the most ones, the Otiria or Rota stream on this left of me, and on the right hand side just on the marae here, and our rugby club, it's the Waiharakeke, and that's like enormous, that one. And my understanding is before our roads and our Kiwi Rail and other things were here, is that down in that waterway, the water used to, when it did breach any of those two creeks, it would breach and then it would sweep back down and go back over to the Waiharakeke.
Well, flooding problems in this Ōtiria Moerewa community, and Kawakau also, they've been going on for decades now, so you know, there's been major floods recorded as far back as, 1920s and 1930s. Infrastructure that's been put into this area over the last sort of 50 to 100 years, namely railways, rail infrastructure, roading infrastructure, really has diverted the natural flow of the main catchment here. That it's really man-made structures that have exacerbated flooding issues in this area.
Flooding for us in this community, in Moerewa, Ōtiria Moerewa, is a big problem. There are always floods in Pokapū, up where our homestead and where she lives. It's always flooded there because of the floodplains from further up the river and across the river in the farmlands, in the flatlands, and all that water comes across into Waiharakeke. And then Waiharakeke bursts its banks and comes all down to her place. Right. And there's millions of litres of water that come into her section.
Our education is a problem because we're off school for like maybe 10 days, and because you can't get into town or get to the school or whatever.
When it does flood, we've got to walk into town to get our groceries and through the flood. And that, I'm getting a bit old to keep walking through the flood.
So this morning we had the dawn ceremony to mark the start and the break of earth for the spillway project down on Pokapū. We do that to bless the project. That's really what it is. It's to bless the project and that the project moves through without any problems, and spiritually that's what we would want to happen, is for that blessing to occur before any sort of works is done on the project. Working with NRC has actually been awesome. They employed shanties to come in and work with us to get the project over the line, and having someone like that's one of us, it's a whole lot easier for our people, or more palatable for them to be able to take that and work with it. Having these wānanga to survey our tonga species, like, to me it's building that trust back up again, and it's something that NRC are really vested in, and they have a vested interest in us to help our people instead of just taking. They want to be able to give back to our people.
All these government agencies coming to the hapu and whānau and finally discussing with us what's going to happen, which has never, in ngā wā o mua, they never used to come in contact with the whānau and hapu. They just go ahead and do their thing. And
I found the NRC team to be really pleasurable to work with.
They're listening. That's what I like. They come to the party and listen, and if we have an objection to something, they'll try and work it so that we can all be satisfied and move forward. That's what I like, move forward.